A very good morning to you. Hope you are having yourself an amazing day so far. Guess what? It is Friday, and that means that it is going to be the weekend tomorrow. And I don't know about you, but I'm so excited for the weekend. And I think you should be too, because listen, at the end of the day, it's about enjoying life. It's about making sure that you celebrate every single moment in your life. And I feel like that's what weekends are for, okay? So I want you to do something. I want you to go take some time for yourself tomorrow. Take some time for yourself on Sunday as well. And just try your best to live your best life, okay? Because I don't know about you, but with like COVID-19, with everything that's going on right now, one thing that I definitely try to remember on a day to day basis is that life is unexpected. Like, you do not know what's going to happen tomorrow. You don't know what's going to happen a month from now. But the only thing that you know is that you have this moment right here, and you need to do whatever it takes to make it the best moment of your life. And that's what we are going to be helping you to do, okay? Here at Relax Radio, that's basically our goal. We're trying to make moments in your life worth it. And we want you to be a part of this program, or we want you to be a part of this journey with us. And how you can do that is by calling us on 07852 473 473, or by leaving a comment down below. Now, if you're listening to us on our social media platforms, you can go ahead and say hi to me right now, right here. And since this is happening live, I can reply to all of your comments, and I can reply to whatever you have to say right now, which is pretty awesome. So go ahead and let me know what you are thinking. If you don't agree with me, if you have something that you want to share with me, well, then please know that I am all ears to hear you and listen to what you have to say. So leave a comment down below. Make sure that you hit the thumbs up button as well, so that I know you are liking what we're talking about. All right, with that being said, okay, first of all, hello to everybody listening in. We have a bunch of you that are listening in on our app, on our website, on our social media platforms. Hello going out to Patrick and Henry listening in. We have Mahid. I hope I'm saying your name right, Mahid. But a very good morning to you as well. And thank you for being a part of the show. Now, just like these people, if you want to be a part of the show, like I always say, make sure that you leave a comment down below and say hi to me. And I know that there's a lot of you that's listening in. Now, we're obviously broadcasting from the UK, but there's a lot of you that's listening in from around the world. And we just want to know where you're listening in from. How's the COVID situation? Is it any better? Because I know a lot of countries are not at a good point right now. A lot of countries are suffering right now. We have, if you've heard about Afghanistan, I think yesterday we had Sarah, or I think it was Nick, talk to you about it. People are having such a hard time in Afghanistan. People are having a hard time in Haiti. So if you are living a comfortable life, if you are happy with what you have, then you truly need to be grateful, because that's not the case for so many people out there, so many other people out there, okay? So make sure that you be grateful for every breathing moment that you have in your life, and make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio as well. All right, with that being said, I want to talk to you about something along the same lines, and that's with regards to how you can be joyful, okay? And I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I think see, happiness, or to be joyful or happy, it's actually not something that's too hard. And I know it's ironic, because a lot of the time in my life, I'm just like, oh, why is that person so happy? Why does that person always smile and get everything they want? But why don't I get the same opportunities? Why can't I be similarly happy or grateful? Okay, so having this like thought process, I've come into a conclusion that there are two reasons that we can't be happy, or there are two reasons that kind of keep us away from our happiness. Okay, and the first thing is that we forget to focus on the little things that make us happy. We always look past little things that can make us grateful and joyful and happy. That's the first reason that we can't find happiness. The second reason you are finding it hard to find happiness in your life is because you focus on the little things that don't matter in your life, but it kind of steals away your happiness. Okay, and for me, the biggest question that I've had in my life is, oh, Okay, think about it. Okay, think about yesterday. You could possibly go without a whole day of a single moment of happiness, but you cannot spend a single day without a single moment of worry or sadness. Isn't that ironic to you? And that's, I don't know about you again, but that's kind of true in my life. I look back in all my days, there's definitely days where I haven't had a single moment of happiness, but every single day has had some disappointment or some worry or some amount of sadness. And that truly sucks, okay? So, what I want to do is to share with you a few things that you need to avoid in order to be as happy as possible, a few things that you need to stay away from if you want to be as joyful as possible. Okay, so these are definitely things that I want to share with you. And if you want to know more, all you got to do is make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio. Go ahead and be a part of the show. Let me know what you're thinking. You could leave a comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking. Go ahead, call me up because I would definitely love to hear from you. With that being said, we're going to head on off into a little break. When I come back, though, we do have a lot more interesting things to talk about. So make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio.
Again. But now, if you say to a child, if I went up to a child and said, you've had one to forget, God, there'd be an inquest. Me, why did you reject my son? Oh, I haven't rejected your son.
I want to talk about, how the generation gap, has how much it's changed, especially when you check the youth nowadays in comparison, to people back in the day.
I'd say when I was younger, it was more disciplined. Not now.
In comparison to now.
Not at all. Not now. The way things are nowadays, the younger generation, you seem that they can't accept the word no. If that makes sense. They can't
accept rejection, essentially, is all you're trying to say.
Yeah, they can't accept the word no. So if you how did I do? Or you didn't do very well, and they get upset. And when I was a youngster, my father used to say to me, because I used to be sport mad when I was very young, well, I still am sport mad, but like participating in different sports. And if I had a bad game, for example, he'd say to me, you had one to forget.
That's it. Your dad sounds like a smart guy. I mean, yeah, that's the real fact of the matter, yeah.
He'd say to me, you had one to forget. Get over it. And that was it. So I dust myself down and do it again. But now, if you say to a child, if I went up to a child and said, you've had one to forget, God, there'd be an inquest. An inquest. Me, why did you reject my son? Oh, I haven't rejected your son. Or daughter. I've just told them that they need to buck their ideas up.
That's the truth right there. I mean, if you think about it, if you check the generations, like right now in the US as well, I've seen a lot of these things as well. In the UK, you get medals for participation. But what's the point? What's the point? Either you win or you lose. People are so afraid to put that whole notion of losing. When it comes to right now, the generation gap is just crazy. How much a lot has changed. Social media has taken control of our lives, and we don't even realize it anymore. We're crippled because of it.
That's absolutely right, Nick. Because, as you said, nowadays it seems that you get rewarded for failure. For the life of me, Nick, I can't get my head around that. Perhaps I'm just getting old and morbid. I don't know. I just can't get my head around how you could be rewarded for failure.
Hello again and welcome back to the show. A very good morning to you. We've been having such an amazing, interesting conversation. I was going to kind of blend those two words together. It really didn't work. But you know what? This is Relax Radio. If you're new on this platform, well, the reason we're here basically is to make sure that you are informed and inspired, okay? So if there's anything that you want to share with us, if there's anything that you want to let us know, if there's anything that you want to, if you want to make your voice heard, basically, energy, well, we're the perfect platform for you to do so. So go ahead and let me know what you're thinking. 07852 473 473 is the number to call me. Go ahead and have a good conversation with me. Let me know what you're thinking. Let me know if you agree with me, or even if you disagree with me. This girl can handle some disagreements. So go ahead and let me know what you are thinking, okay? All right, with that being said, we've been talking about a few things that you need to do, or a few things that you need to avoid, rather, in order to be as happy as possible, in order to be as joyful as possible. And I told you that it's actually not too hard. All you got to do is avoid these things or stay away from these things in order to find happiness. Because okay, to be fair, being a Gen Z and being somebody that gets sidetracked from happiness really, really quick, I think one of the hardest things to do in today's day and age, especially when you hear all of the hullabaloo, when you hear all of the, situations that's going on in the world, it's so hard to be happy, right? It's so hard to just not worry, and it's so hard to just calm down, okay? But I'm going to share with you a few things that you need to stop doing if you actually want to achieve that level of peace, if you want to achieve that level of happiness. And I think the first thing that I need to talk to you about is to stop comparing yourself with other people. Again, everything I'm going to say is okay, let me put it like this, okay? I'm on a journey to kind of find happiness, or find everlasting joy, if that makes any sense. And that's kind of what I'm trying to do in my life, okay? So these are little things that I have figured out that I want to share with you, but it could be different in your life. It could be correct in your life. Go ahead and let me know by leaving a comment down below. But moving on into this whole concept of comparing yourself with other people. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like, I don't know if it's because I grew up in a brown family. Obviously, my family is from Asia, and at least where we're from, or at least the ideals that my parents followed from childhood, I feel like this notion of comparing myself with other people was kind of integrated into my lifestyle. Okay, does that make any sense to you? Like I always compared myself with somebody else. It was always, oh, be better than your sister, be better than the next person. You'll be happy if you get something better than the other person. And it's always been a game of comparison. Okay, that's definitely something that I've had in my life. Okay, and I think from childhood, because of this, we start comparing the things that we get. We compare it with our brothers, we compare it with our sisters, we compare it with our friends, and we have come to a point where we hold a belief that we will only be happy, or we will only be content, as long as we have more than what the other person have, if we are better than the other person. Okay, and that is not happiness. That in itself is not what happiness is. Okay, you need to understand that your happiness, basically, if you think like this, you've completely depended your happiness on other people, and that's not correct. Okay, you need to be happy because of something you got, not because you got something better than somebody else did. Okay, so you can't compare yourself with other people if you truly want to be happy. Just appreciate the things you have, and be grateful for every little thing. Okay, now the second thing that you need to do, or need to avoid, you actually need to stop brooding over your past mistakes. Okay, I feel like a lot of us spend so long grieving over our past mistakes. We spend so much energy on the past. We say that, oh, it's not that easy to forget these things. It happened to me, so it's not easy. Of course, it's not easy to forget a mistake that you did yesterday. It's not easy to forget something that you regret. It's definitely not easy, but it's a choice anyways. Okay, it is definitely a choice, easy or hard, and that's a hard choice that you're going to have to make if you want to be happy. Okay, so stop. If you did something yesterday, okay, I'm sorry you had to go through it. I'm sorry you did it, but you did it, and nothing is going to change that. Okay, nothing. You thinking about it is not going to change your past. You can choose your thoughts. Tell yourself if it's worth it thinking about this one situation. Tell yourself if it's worth it. Is thinking going to fix the past? No, it's not. Okay, whatever happened gave you some lesson. Be happy for that lesson and move on. Don't expect too much from other people. That's definitely something that you need to avoid if you want to be happy. Don't postpone your joy. Don't hold grudges. And I think what's most important is to be grateful for the present moment. Be grateful for the little things that you have in this moment, here and now. Okay. And the most important thing, don't worry about things that are above and beyond your control. Okay. We live in a world where there's so many things that's happening, especially with like the COVID virus. I feel like, um, I had like an anxiety attack over this whole COVID situation. You know, you think about the climate, you think about this, you think about that, and there's so much stress that you put on yourself. Okay. And if you think a lot about whatever bad is happening in the world, do little things that you think will change the situation, but understand that you worrying about all of these things isn't going to change anything. Worry will not solve anything. So stop worrying about things that are beyond your control if you want to be happy. Okay, these are little things that you absolutely need to remember if you want to be happy, if you want to be joyful. I wanted to be a part of the show because I do have a lot more interesting things to talk about, so make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio.
We've seen it, right? If an owner of a large public traded company does something wrong, irrelevant of what that company does or how valuable that company is, the stock generally falls into a pool of nothing, right? Because in a public company where the stock is traded openly on the stock exchange, the value of that stock is driven by supply and demand, it's driven by emotion, it's driven by news, it's driven by quite a lot of variables over and above the actual accounting or total net worth of that company. I mean, we've seen it, right? If an owner of a large public traded company does something wrong, irrelevant of what that company does or how valuable that company is, the stock generally falls into a pool of nothing, right? And the company may still have value, it may still be doing quite a good thing. The valuations that you place on an asset are always behind you. It's always in hindsight. It's never in front of you. And that's one of the challenges, right? Because you're always valuing